Hey guys, XFO here with a special guest,
Right, Belly?
and we'll be discussing which negative effect the Monster Hunter we think are the worst. What do you think?
Me personally, I think Dragon Blight is actually the worst. It halves or cut your elemental damage down by 25%.
Okay, I'd say Thunder Blight is probably the worst. Times depending on which monster, it can just make you it can just make you get stunned
It
after
stun locks you
stun
basically.
after
Yeah, it
stun.
stun locks you.
Yeah, but the one I'd say probably is the least of a threat is Fire Blight.
Fire Blight is pretty easy to remove. Water Blight and Ice Blight are just annoying since of what they do to your stamina. It makes you go down way faster and it recovers way slower.
Yeah,
But I still do think Dragon Blight is probably the worst.
yeah, as someone who mains dual blades, yeah, I do find them more annoying than anything. But Blight has been the thing that personally got me killed the most.
As someone who has played Elemental Greatsword for all of 5 minutes, yeah, I think it's pretty bad.
So wait, all blights can be removed with a null berry now,
Pretty much, yeah.
right? Okay.
It,
Um.
I believe in the older games it used to be specific,
Yeah.
but
Yep. Blast blight. I have never really had an issue with. So how do you feel about blast blight?
I don't personally care for it. It's something that you can get rid of easily,
Yeah.
but if you know how to abuse it, such as you did in 3 Ultimate, it is fun. You are basically bullying the monster into a stun lock session.
Okay. What do they call it? Oh yeah, abnormal status elements like poison, stun, or whatever.
Abnormals.
How do you feel
Stun
about?
is annoying because in the older games, stun was a lot harder to get rid of, especially in Frontier.
Okay. Stun is probably out of everything being the most annoying. Getting paralysis paralysis used to be a major problem for me, but nowadays whenever I get it, it's usually by kicking those toads in world. Where
I do think paralysis is annoying, but it's not as annoying as stated before. I played Frontier, and I'm going to take a lot of like what I do know from also Frontier as well.
sure.
Paralysis in Frontier is stupid. No, okay, there are certain monsters in Frontier, like Zenith monsters, that with their paralysis, it has other effects they can do. I'm gonna bring it to another example of poison. I'm forgetting which monster. I think it's Espinas. One of the variants of Espinas. Her paralysis and poison is so bad. Okay, as it was described to me when I initially hunted her, um, it is. You don't even have the time to put away your weapon before you're dead.
Sure.
It will kill you that fast.
Yeesh, man, I quit so quickly. I had to stop playing that game. Poison. Well, I never finished Frontier, but in World, poison never really been too big of an issue. It's definitely killed me a few times when you're dealing with the monster. So and you can kind of forget about it, but
Yeah,
it's easy enough to deal with, especially with herbal medicine.
Viper Tobigadachi was the only monster that actually had poison. I kind of got annoyed with, but that's
Yeah.
just Viper Tobigadachi in general. It's an annoyingly dumb. I play Greatsword. I turn my brain off for 20 minutes and the monster's dead. But Viper Tobigadachi is a monster I had to change up my strategy.
How do you feel about sleep?
I'm going to bring this back to another monster that is from Frontier.
This
Uh,
isn't even about World at this point. It's about Frontier.
Zenith Hypnocatrice. That monster. I believe it is Zenith Hypnocatrice that has his sleep song. His sleep song will put you to sleep and then kill you 3 seconds later. It's annoying. I don't like fighting him, but I did like 50 times to get his armor.
Until you get to Iceborne, World isn't really all that difficult.
Yeah, it's not particularly difficult.
You definitely need to think on a few monsters. There's like, well, for me, it got more difficult after I fought the Diablos and Rathalos.
Yeah, after like you take that plunge in the high rank, yeah, I think the Diablos is like a definitely a good monster to
Yeah.
get you like it's in pretty difficult. It's a pretty big difficulty spike, but it gets you into that feeling of
If we're
like, hey,
talking about difficulty spikes, you have to talk about Narragante. The first time I had to get you to beat that monster for me
and I beat it with a sword and shield.
at 49 minutes and 38 seconds. I still remember that.
I still, yeah. That was actually the first time, like, where I will say it again. Like, I had experienced, like, I was fighting an equal.
Mhm.
I do also want to kind of harp on that, but probably at a later date or even hell, right? Even hell after
We
we're done talking about this
we can
bullshit.
talk about it after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. How do you feel? Okay. Next up is what do Odogaron have? Bleeding.
Yeah. Bleeding is not as annoying as it may portray itself as. It is just that you need to stop being, especially since you're a dual blades user,
Yes.
to stop being so unga bunga and just take a few seconds to just slow down. Because yeah, bleeding can catch you off guard.
The first time I ever got bleeding, I didn't even realize. I did not even see I had bleeding. I just noticed my health was going down, and I thought that was because of the rotten veil itself.
Yeah, bleeding is not that bad. It's pretty.
It can catch you off guard.
It'll cut you off guard, but it's not going to be that bad to take care of.
Yeah, especially since it can be cured with a Astero jerky, which after like it's something that almost every hunter always just carries on.
Fluvium.
I have never heard of this one. Since I never actually beaten Iceborne.
Fluvium is something that's base game. It's Valhazak's. You got the Iceborne. You fought Valhazak.
Remember the PC?
Oh yeah, like really early on into the world. But what I hate most about it is when it halves your health. And all the armors that have a Fluvium resistance or, hey, you completely negate the Fluvium are just bad. They're bad to your armor. They don't have any good stats. They don't have anything to offset the fact that the only thing they would have to actually offset is just base stats, which are not even good in Elder Dragon armor standing. Mm-hmm. And they don't even have properly good stats in general.
What about zombification?
Zombification was something that was a part of the Resident Evil event.
Yeah.
I played it once. I never experienced it because...
Or you did?
Or I did, or I just don't remember. I never really got it. It's like, I never really bothered to, but I digress. It was fun. It was a unique perk and all.
Yep.
But
so after talking about all of them, you still say Dragon Blight is the
Dragon Blight is annoying.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's no good, poo-poo bad.
Yep. I'd still say Thunder Blight, but yeah, at least most of these can be cured with a Nullberry. Anyway, I'd probably say Fire Blight is the easiest to deal with, and the one I would say is the hardest to deal with is probably Stun. Like, all right, so I'd say Stun's probably the worst to deal with, and Fire Blight's the easiest. Stun is more just annoying, and probably out of everything, the thing that got me killed the most.